We cannot just leave with a string of resolutions, no matter how high and mighty they sound, if we don't have thought beyond the resolution on how the hell we're going to implement them and who we're going to do it with, who are our natural allies that we must forge alliances with, strong, healthy, strong, powerful alliances with. What happens to the vigilance that we must maintain after we win a concession from the ruling class? The vigilance dissipates. The vigilance, we blink an eye and they come up with a new trick. So like some of us stayed up all night or were dancing, partying, stay up all night thinking about what you need to keep on the ruling class. Stay up all night thinking about how you're going to safeguard those hard-won gains. Stay up all night thinking about who else you need to be connected to. Stay up all night talking about how you're going to make the movement more militant. Because the moment you blink one eye, they've already put in place and ushered in some opportunist, some traitor, somebody that they can easily manipulate and control. You can't find a country, you can't find a movement that they have not done that. Finally, we have to go back, and I'm not a history buff because I used to hate history when I was in school, until I was exposed to my own history, and then I gobbled it up. And then I was exposed to working class history, and I gobbled that up. We have to, it inspires me. When I hear about, I'm constantly learning about what other people did, what sacrifices people did. And I don't believe that they're just special people. I believe that that heroic, powerful, militant, concerted effort exists in every single one of us here and those who are not here. We have to bring that out. We have to bring that out in everybody, and we have to let them know that we can be strong together. We have to have honest dialogue and struggle with each other to maintain that we are on course. We have to build those alliances. But we have to be militant. I can't even, the more things get worse, the more timid it seems some people get. And I think and I'm not saying around the world, I see it more in the imperialist countries, to be very honest with you, because the other people are far surpassing us. Although, when there is militancy, people don't pay, how many people know about the Republic workers? How many people know about LeBron when the sister Monica Moorhead was talking about the Puerto Rican heroic person? But most of us would say that we're revolutionaries. How many people knew what happened in Guadeloupe and Martinique? And it's not just our fault, it's the fault of the bourgeois press, and it's not their fault, it's their smart. They ain't gonna never find out about it. They wait for me to tell them, they ain't never knowing. So we have to seek those things out, and we have to find out how did they do that. So when the Guadeloupe workers came to the United States, we were hungry to hear how, and mainly trade unionists, how did you organize that there? How did you do that? What did it take? So you can only learn from fighters. You can't learn from other people who have never fought, never sacrificed, never done anything. You have to learn. So we have to seek those people out. We have to have them come and tell their real story. Not just their story of their pain, but their story of their fight back, the story of their revolution, the story of their militancy. Because that's what we have to learn. And that's what they don't want our younger people to know. They want them to think that they just started, things are just here, and nothing happened to get them here. They want them to think, just go to some of you that got affirmative action in the United States and got into these bourgeois colleges like Harvard and Yale and Barnard and Columbia, et cetera, et cetera. What do you think that the bourgeoisie is doing to our kids in those colleges? Are they preparing them to be revolutionaries? I don't think so. And the only way they can weather it is if they got revolutionary parents, family, or community. So if they go there, we would go to a school to bring back what we're supposed to. And it doesn't just happen in those schools. I went to a black college, and their thing was to separate. I was the only, me and one other brother were the only ones who came from the ghetto in New York City. Everybody else that was black came from petty bourgeois classes and communities. And what do they try to do us? To convince us that once we get that degree, we really don't have any commonality with the community that we came from. So that happens at a black college. What the hell do you think happens at Princeton and Yale and Barnard and all these other places? So we strive for things. Affirmative action was not about going and sitting next to white folks. That was somebody else's distortion. It was about equality. It was about whatever you got, I want it here. Whatever opportunity you got, I want it there. I don't have to necessarily sit next to you to become bright. So we need to, again, when we're struggling, really take things, this is what I was taught. The way you determine that something is correct for you, you take it to its logical conclusion. Does it wind up on the side where you need to be, or does it wind up someplace else? So people can talk a lot of stuff, and then you say, okay, what does that mean if we follow this path? Where are we going to end up? So it's thinking methodically. It's thinking with a vision. All of us here can be leaders, but you must have vision. You have to be able to figure out where the hell do I want to wind up? And if the things that I'm choosing to do now, do they systematically take me there, or do they keep me stuck in the same place? Resistance is not being adventurous. Resistance is not about going and wearing costumes and making fun of the ruling class. Resistance is about hard-won struggle through hard sacrifice, conscious and clear decisions, collaboration among those who are also equally affected and also your allies. It's not magic. We're not going to win it by stirring something in a pot or trying to be the most brilliant, articulate person. It's only going to be won when the movement is led by those who have the most to gain and the least to lose. Those who are courageous to their bone, those who will stand side by side by you if they're coming after you, those who will not betray you or their people, those who are clear and don't get it twisted that the imperialists could never, ever be their friend, and those who are clear that we deserve and will get and achieve a society and a world that is about people being able to live healthy, love their families, work at a decent wage, and own their own society, and make the decisions of their own society. And the ruling class will be dumped in some heap somewhere, moldering over in the side, and we need to be vigilant that they never get out of that heap. Thank you.